Alrighty, the Pz.IV G. I wanted to do a review on the tank because it's been buffed, and it was buffed some time ago, and it seems to have eluded most people who review tanks in Blitz. Martin Dogger mentioned it the other day actually when I was watching one of his videos, so I thought, right, well, buy it back, see how I go. So, first thing to note, when I used to play the tank back in the day, it's always been, I think, a good tank, a strong tank. I think played it to 100 battles, something like 61%, and that's not spectacular for Tier 5, but it's pretty reasonable. And since buying it back, I've played, I think, about 16, 17, 18 games, about 18 games, just looked, and I've averaged about 62.5, so it's 1.5% better, unscientifically. So, with regards to the buff, what they've done is basically give it some more armour, which is kind of good. Apart from that, I got a little bit kind of, I don't know, annoyed by the Girls and Panzer event because they're flogging the Anko, and I just kind of wanted everyone to know that there's a tech tree tank, e.g. the Pz.IV G, which you can just buy for credits, which is actually a much better tank. It's effectively the same tank at all intents and purposes, it's just got better armour. Now to the tank review, the do's and don'ts, how to play it, how not to play it, and all the rest of it. So, first thing to note, you saw at the beginning of the video, I'm running this with as many gun buffs as I can get on it, because this is literally the first game I played, and I wanted you to see it for various reasons, but principally at the beginning of the game you can see I've not played the tank forever. I cannot hit a darn thing, and I get my eye in about a minute and a half in when I hit that Chinu, and I think from here on in I've adjusted to the tank and the gun. I'm starting to aim more carefully. I'm actually dealing with the dispersion a lot better on the gun. I mean, even then. But I'm literally chewing through my iPad, and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrendous. And if you look at when you're trying to hit something on the move in this tank, oh man, the bloom it's appalling. The plus side of all this tomfoolery, as I noob around on top of this hill, not hitting very much, is that when you do land a shot and you aim it properly, 178, there you go. It does make, I think, for a Tier 5 tank, nasty big holes and things. And when you start getting patient with the aim, it really will do the business. It will knock large holes in things, and it will really help you out. And you're sort of looking at 7.4 second reload, which isn't unreasonable either. It's, sorry to I'm actually trying to help him on the Strava and keep him alive. But when you start just taking that extra second to make your shots, and you can see the bounce come on the off the Strava there, it really does make a huge difference. So I guess with the gun, I wouldn't try hitting anything on the move. A bit like T1 Heavy, if you're looking at the bottom half of the radical, yeah, you can speculate a shot, but it's by no means guaranteed to go through. The pen's absolutely fine. The same game I put on as Tier 6 game, because I want it to be balanced, and I want to show what it would do at Tier 6, and I think it's a different playstyle at Tier 6, but I'll get to that in a bit. Right, in terms of the armour, you can see as the Strava drives in front of me, very strange bit of play from him, very strange player generally, he's now going to cap, but okay, fair enough, whatever. In terms of the armour itself, to note that the turret's very, very strong. Obviously you've got the turret on the top, which people can hit, but it's a hard shot and it's a hard pen. The top plate is rock hard, and the sides are pretty good as well. I've played games where I've side scraped in the tank, and if you angle up just right, it's very, very tough, especially at Tier 5. I mean, I'm not advocating driving around the medium, driving like a heavy. But if you look at the enemy team and they actually have no heavies, you can actually side scrape in this and front line it, especially at tier 5. So the armour's very, very effective, particularly against the Leo. So if you show a Leo the front, pretty much the front of the tank, there's a lot of those driving around at tier 5 at the moment. I mean, just so many of them. And I played a game, I think I bounced nearly 950, and mainly I was playing against Leos, and they're just not getting through it. In terms of the mobility, not bad at all. I mean, it takes a while to get there in terms of pickup, but once it's there, as you can see here, it does shift, and it sort of feels slower than it actually is. It's actually pretty damn quick. And as you can see with the AT2, I mean, he's living the fate of the AT2 that's left at the end of any game. I can circle a death no problem at all. I'm not really sweating here. It's fine. So I could get out to him quick, and I could get behind him no problem at all. And it would do that. It's decent mobility for a medium. So not bad at all. So that was like my first game in it, and I was like, bloody hell. Actually, this tank's really good, and it is really good. And as you can see, I think at the end I'll get it first. I mean, that's not bad. 2k damage, and if you bear in mind all the shots I lost at the beginning of the game, I lost a lot of damage at the beginning of that game just by not aiming with the gun. So anyway, to my point about the tank at tier 6, there's a tier 6 match I played with Commander Smith earlier on, and it doesn't really get much worse than this because you obviously got pretty strong tier 5s in it as well. I'm not wrong, I'm not complaining. I put this in because it's a tough matchup. I also put it in because I make a mistake right at the beginning, which cost me, I think, pretty much nearly half my hit pool, and I just wanted to show it to you guys so you don't do the same thing. And I should really know much better than this. Any German tank, watch what I do here and do not ever do it, because bad things will happen to you. And I've actually slowed it down, so you can't drive around in this thinking you're impervious, and the reason for that is the bottom plate. Now watch this slowed down, watch the Firefly come up here. I think I'm going to sneak one into him. Bam! And that has gone, because I'm slightly overexposed and I'm not abusing gun depression as I should, that has gone through the front left plate of the tank. If that happens in this tank, you will get an engine fire, and you will also get your transmission blown out of you. And that is common in pretty much the whole VK tree of German tanks till you get to higher tiers. Anything that goes through that point in your armour is going to hurt. And just to add insult to injury, I cleared the T14 and he fires at the same time, and now I'm down to severe hit point distress. So my point is, it has got an armour buff, which is great at tier 5, particularly if you're fighting battles where there's not many heavy tanks, because you can use it as a sort of heavy. You end up at tier 6, like watch the Tshep0071. Yeah, there you go, straight through. No worries at all. Your armour is not worth crap at tier 6, and I think that should be the way it is, right? So where you suffer in this tank is when you're up tiered, and that's not a revolution in thought, is it? When you're up tiered in any tank, it's going to be harder, but you can't rely on the armour profile like you can at tier 5, because there are things that will pen you really very easily. So you need to be playing the tank at tier 6, obvious to say, with a more thoughtful playstyle than you've just seen from me. But for all of that, it does have a really good gun, and I'm not spanking Pramo at that SG-100. I'm literally doing damage at distance, no problem at all. So I've done 800 odd damage in a tier 6 game. It's a pretty tough game. I think it'll be third on the board. Can be really effective at tier 6, but you've really got to second line it. When you're playing at tier 5, by all means, especially if there's no heavies, front line it, side scrape it, it's a great laugh. Anyway, it's a really balanced buff. The tank needed the buff. it's great. Just go get one. It's great fun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See ya.